I opened my Akashic records today to ask what message needs to come through for my collective instead of going with the cards or a specific question. The message that came through, I wrote that down here. It says, don't focus on them. Your focus needs to be you. They have already shown you who they are. Just because someone says they love you does not mean they are willing to do what is right by you. This person keeps choosing themselves before choosing you. So the real question is whether they love you. The real question is not whether they love you. The real question is, what do you want for yourself now? So, see, sometimes the hardest part of love is realizing you've been trying so hard to hold on to someone that somewhere along the way you started losing parts of yourself to here. So today's reading is going to be about, you know, are you loving them or losing yourself here? What do you need to stop excusing in this connection? That's what we are going to look at. So the first energy is Five of Pentacles. See, what keeps you emotionally attached to this connection is where you're emotionally attached to the hope of not losing this person completely. Five of Pentacles it carries an energy of abandonment. Like you're left out, you're all alone. There is loneliness. There's fear of emotional distance, fear of being left behind emotionally. And sometimes, when we fear losing someone, we start accepting less than what we deserve, just to keep the connection alive. And that's what you're doing here. You are accepting, tolerating whatever this person is doing or giving you, even though you and this person both know that this is not what you deserve. You deserve much more. But the fact that there is this fear that you don't want to lose this person, this connection, you are, letting this person kind of give you less than what you deserve. See, it's important to recognize this here because attachment and emotional fulfillment, they're not always the same thing. Now we have Three of Swords here. See, this is a painful energy because Three of Swords says some of you already know this connection has hurt you deeply emotionally. There are wounds, and maybe there are even some visible wounds here, not just something that one can't see. You have cried, you have been through a lot, you have dealt with a lot of pain here. But instead of fully processing the hurt, it feels like you kept trying to understand why it happened, kept trying to fix it emotionally, kept hoping things would become different. And maybe you kept giving more and more and more chances to this person than they deserved. And somewhere in that process, your own emotional needs may have started to, getting ignored. And not just by this person, but you ignored them because you were trying to fix it with this person. So you were abandoning yourself here. See, this is the heartbreak while still trying to protect the connection at the same time. And that's where you are losing yourself in this connection, by ignoring yourself. If this reading is resonating with you so far, do subscribe to the channel. We have Hanged Man. See, the behavior or pattern that you need to stop excusing is emotional stagnation. You have ignored it, you have tolerated it for far too long. It cannot continue like this. If you want to be peaceful, waiting, over understanding, giving endless benefit of doubts. I mean, how much more benefit of doubt are you going to give this person? See, compassion is beautiful, but there's a slight difference between understanding someone and emotionally pausing your own life waiting for them to become ready, accommodating what they want, their needs. This card is asking, how long have you been emotionally suspended in the same cycle? You need to ask yourself that, because you need to stop abandoning yourself here. Now we have Page of Cups. See, interestingly, this card says your softness is not a problem. Because why should you become cold, right? Your ability to love deeply is not the problem. The Page of Cups is emotionally open, hopeful, loving, and that's actually a beautiful quality that you have. The lesson here is not stop loving. The lesson here is learn where to love and where your love is being received properly. Because your softness deserves that emotional safety as well. You can't be just offering that love and not receiving it back. Now we have Temperance. See, what you are intuitively already feeling here, that balance is missing. Again, you are possibly over investing. You are constantly thinking about what this person needs. How can you make them happy? What can you do for them? What they need constantly. But that you're not receiving that from them at the same time. You already know relationships should not constantly feel uncertain or emotionally draining, but this one has been feeling that way. And deep down, many of you have been craving peace more than intensity lately. Like you're okay with, uh, you know, okay, let's just finish it off. Let's not just continue with this connection, but I want to be peaceful in life. See, you are done with games, confusion, emotional extremes. You just want mutual understanding, emotional balance, consistency. And that realization is emotional growth that you are heading towards, is what I see here. When you finally, choose yourself, you come in this Nine of Pentacles, which is absolutely beautiful. It's a beautiful card because the moment you start emotionally choosing yourself, that is when your energy changes completely and you are like, um, you're not coming from a needy space. You are okay. I would like to, be with you, but if you're not there, I'm fine with that too. It's all right. See, Nine of Pentacles is confident, grounded, peaceful in herself. And if you look at her, she's wearing all white. That is peace all the way. Okay. You begin enjoying your own energy again, trusting yourself again. You feel emotionally stable again. You are flourishing. You're thriving in that energy. And that kind of confidence becomes naturally magnetic. So this person or somebody else, doesn't matter, but you attract something that brings you peace. Now we have Page of Pentacles. See, what this is saying is that, see, this is a very intentional, consistent energy. Although it is a page, but this doesn't bring chaos. It doesn't bring emotional confusion. See, the kind of love aligning with you feels more emotionally mature, more dependable, more grounded, because I feel the person you have been with, you somewhere felt you can't depend on them. The 1 minute they could be all there, the intensity where they are like very high highs, but then when the low comes, it's like very low. And that creates this trauma bond for you, which you don't want, because that is leading to this abandonment of self, which we don't want here. See, after everything, this reading is showing that your soul is starting to realize that healthy love is not supposed to look like, emotional exhaustion constantly. So, yeah, what's aligned with you is a healed energy. Now we have Nine of Swords. See, this is the biggest boundary could actually be no longer abandoning your peace to hold on to the connection, but because this connection gives you anxiety, it puts you in panic mode, it makes you overthink. Um, you lose sleep mentally over the same situation. It keeps repeating. You think of worst case scenarios. See, the moment you stop over carrying the emotional weight of this connection alone, everything starts shifting internally for you. Your clarity changes, your energy changes, your self worth starts returning. This reading is basically reminding you that love should not cost you your relationship with self. Because along the way, some of you became so focused on keeping this connection alive that you stopped checking whether you were okay inside it. And that matters because you deserve a love that where you feel chosen, you feel considered, you feel emotionally safe too, not just emotionally attached. But that shift is happening here, is what I feel. And you're beginning to understand that peace is not boring. Consistency, healthy love, that is what you want here. It may be unfamiliar right now because you're so used to this chaos that this person has created in your life. That realization changes everything because the moment you stop settling for these emotional crumbs that this person keeps giving you on and off, you start remembering your own value. And that is a beautiful thing. It shows, see, this reading doesn't show you becoming bolder because we had Page of Cups here, but this shows you're becoming clearer about what you deserve, clearer about what you should receive, what love should feel like, about the fact that you should not have to abandon yourself just to keep this connection or alive or keep someone else comfortable. Sorry. So that is something that you're realizing here. There is this quote, never beg for a seat on a table when you can build your own table. So that's the energy you're stepping into, is what I see here. No chasing, no begging, no over explaining your worth, just slowly becoming someone who finally realizes that the right love will meet you at the same effort that you give. I hope this gave you some clarity. Thank you for watching.